Alright, hey guys, it's Dave Morgenthal here. I am working on my 2013 Jeep Wrangler two-door JK, putting on the new TeraFlex HD steering kit. This is supposed to be a basic hand tools installation, so I'm here to give you the good, bad, and the ugly of what to expect when you install yours. Alright, so one of the first things you got to do is check out the directions. There are a couple of things you're going to have to follow in here, so read through them carefully. I'm not going to reiterate them for the video. You can find them on the TeraFlex website or wherever you buy your parts. Alright, so I'm going to run a clock on this thing. Right now, 6:01 p.m. in Chula Vista, California. I'm a long way from home, so I'm working in a strange place with just the tools that I have in my Jeep. One of the things I'm going to do here is swing the sway bar up and out of the way to give me a little bit of extra room to get to my pitman arm. That'll let me get some force in there to pop this joint loose. So, a couple smacks here should pop this thing down. So let me grab a BFH and get to work. There we go, and that's with an LFH. Next we're going to drop the tie rod. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit it on the end of the knuckle, and it should pop right out. So here's hoping. And it's not cooperating. So I'm going to try the other side, and maybe this one will get rid of its attitude. There we go. A little more persuasion, the other side ought to pop loose too. Like magic. Alright, so just like I did on the drag link, I'm going to go ahead and get an overall dimension on the tie rod itself. Again, measuring center to center from the end of your joints there. One of the first things you're going to notice is how beefy this steering assembly is. So you're going to start out by threading your tie rod ends in. Looks like I was off by about a thread and a half here. 58 and a half, right back where I started. So I'm going to go ahead and loosely snug up the lock nuts on the end of the tie rod ends here and go ahead and start getting this thing locked back up. Right now we're about 30 minutes in, so this is going a little bit better than I expected. Oh. Well, at least it's not going to fall on my head now. I'm going to go ahead and snug these back up with a 21 millimeters. And always do a proper torque spec, especially on steering components. Good Lord. So, next, we're going to get this monster of a tie rod up in here. Alright, so that's not working. I'll try the impact first before resorting to plain C-clamp. Nailed it. Alright, so one thing you're going to notice when you go to put this thing back together, if you didn't have the instructions, say, in front of you when you got your parts on order, you're going to find out that your stock steering stabilizer bracket, I'll say that 5 times fast, will not fit around the new bar. It's just too big. So you gotta order one from a competitor. That's one strike against. Okay, so now I got it sitting back down on all fours. The next thing I gotta do is adjust the drag length. What that's gonna do is center up my steering wheel. I did mess with the alignment a little bit. It took me about 10 or 15 minutes to kind of get the tires sitting the way that I wanted them before I take it over and have it lined up professionally. But it should be good enough to at least get it on the road and not tear the tires up too bad. To make the adjustment, you're gonna need an 18 millimeter and a 15 millimeter. Oh yeah. Alright, so since everything's new, it's going to move pretty easy. It helps if you have an assistant to tell you which way you're going with the wheel. So spinning it over the top down towards you is going to turn the wheel to the driver's side. Well, I've got it close enough for me right now, and I'm going to go ahead and snug everything up and call it a day. Nothing moving around, we should be good to go. Alright guys, so I've taken a little bit of time to get myself and the Jeep cleaned up now that the install is done. It took me about an hour and 45 minutes from start to finish. That included a couple of dry runs once I got the parts out of the box and actually mocked up on the Jeep to get the front end alignment squared up to a point where it was able to be put on the street and taken over to have the front end professionally aligned. It's something you're going to definitely want to have done. It's going to save your tires in the long run and make sure that your geometry is correct. After taking it out for a spin around the block, first reaction is that the steering is quite a bit tighter. I've got about 7,000 miles of road trip ahead of me to get this thing dialed in, tested, and let you know how the kit actually performs both on and off the road. So stay tuned. There will be an update coming as soon as this next leg of my adventure is done. As far as the install itself goes, it is very painless. Like I said, it took about an hour and 45 minutes. Basic set of hand tools that was a large socket set and an electric impact gun is all I really needed to get it done. That and a tape measure. So definitely highly recommend the kit as far as ease of install goes. And first run, like I said, steering's much tighter, so let's see how this thing performs now that you all know how to get it installed. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Dave Morgenthal. Keep an eye out for future product installs and reviews, and hope that you enjoyed what you've seen. And check out TeraFlex, www.teraflex.com. They got a great line of parts. I've been running their suspension now for about 25,000 miles. And the steering kit, well, let's just say I got a whole lot more to go on it than a couple trips around the block. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you out there on the trails. Thanks.